Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, and good afternoon everyone. I would like first to thank you for giving me such a great opportunity to be part of this event despite the unfortunate reasons of not being able to be there physically due to the global crisis. But we're still thankful to God that giving us such an innovative tools and the technology to allow us to share our thoughts, our experience, and to communicate with everyone all over the world. So when I was preparing my topic today, I was really stressed because I'm not quite sure from where to start. I'm not quite sure if whatever I will say about women will be enough to give to every woman, whether she is a mother, a wife, a sister, a friend, a colleague, a work partner, enough and fair appreciation to what every one of them is doing for the community. But I thought that let me just summarize a few points in which I believe that it might highlight the importance of women's role in a leadership in our daily business life. However, this will not be again enough to explain deeply and thoroughly the importance of having a woman workforce in our business to achieve our goals. So the flow of the day will be a few words about why women leaders are great leaders. We always hear about men are the best leaders, with respect definitely for them, but truly you will find that the women are a best example of a great leaders due to a many reasons, which I will take you through it in the coming few slides. And what steps UAE, being UAE national and Emirati, so what step the UAE government took to empower women and to boost their role in the community, and maybe in a very simple word to tell you about my real success through my others who I believe that I was able to motivate them to be a future women leaders. So despite coming from which culture, despite coming from which ethnic group, your language, women are leaders by the innate nature. They have the built-in attribute to make them leaders. A mother, a sister, taking care of their parents, their siblings. This is what made them a leader by nature, and this is what God gave them in a way that they have the medium culture to grow and to boost their capabilities to add to the community. So let's go through a couple of statistics and research that support what I just mentioned a few minutes ago. So a research done in 2016 by the Management Research Group, which cover a studies of 1,300 companies leaders over 15 countries, and they found that the women, they place more emphasis on 3 cluster skills, and those skills are the main skills that give them the capability to be a great leaders. The first group of skills, which is behaviors that support the transparency and connections. So they are very enthusiastic and they can encourage their subordinate. Moreover, they have a very strong communication skills, which allow them to approach wider space of connections and network. When it comes to executions, from being a mother, from being a sister, from those natural and physical attributes and properties in the woman and the female, they allow them, when they go to the business life and the work environment, they are very strong and attaining to the details. And they do things by themselves, despite this might be an issue because they are not really like to designate or to delegate the work to others, because they are a little bit perfectionist, but they follow the work that has been given to others. So they are very detail oriented. And when it comes to the group of the accountabilities and result, they are result oriented, so they are driven by results. One more study, which is also done by Peterson Institute for International Economy, which also analyzed 21,980 public traded companies over 91 countries, and they found that women in those countries with a percentage of at least 30%, they will add a 6% to the net profit margin to those companies if they are in the position of leadership. And another study done by McKinsey for also companies across all sectors, and then they found that most women in the board of directors, they can consistently outperform by 41% in terms of return on equity and 56% in terms of operating result compared to other companies who are not having women in their board of directors. And a beautiful also study done by Harvard Business and reviewed by them. The author of this study is Jake Zinger and Joseph Folkman in 2019. And this study covered around 3,800 plus candidates in this study. And the survey done as a 360-degree survey to compare 19 attributes between women leaders and men leaders. And it has been found, and this is really something which thrilled me up, that the women succeeded in their score 17 out of 19 of the total criteria and attribute over the men. And those are the top, which you can see a tremendous differences between them and the men. Basically, when it comes to women being more resilient than men, they drive for results, they also motivate others, they inspired others, and they have this bold leadership personality, as well as they practice self-development, which is something very, very important, something that I personally experience, that I don't need for someone to develop me. If there is someone, that will be a great, but if not, I will do my best to develop myself, develop my skill, and to gain and attain knowledge and experience by my own. So this is one of the very famous studies which can compare different skills and attributes between women and men. And for the same study, you can see that when it comes to women, they rate themselves. When it comes for the confident, they found that before 40 years of age, the women, they usually score themselves less than men, being confident to take a position and to take responsibility. And after 40, they have the break-even point on the 40 years age, and then they excel above the men. And when they analyzed this study, they found that because there is a massive gap at the beginning of the career path in a woman, this would create such a lagging and less confident in what they can believe that they can do. And when it comes to the rate themselves, effective leaders, they found definitely when it goes, the age is older, the effectiveness by women will be increasing. What also make women great leaders, because they have a beautiful, beautiful skills, behaviors, properties. They are very empathetic. They are great listener. They are a role model of effective listener persons. They are motivated by challenges. They cannot accept any simple jobs. They always they wanted to achieve more and more. They have the innate ability to dream big. That's why whenever there is any let's say impossible projects, they always like to bring a woman in the team to think big how we can achieve it. They are best handling the crisis, and when they analyzed this, they found that this is one of the innate attributes within the woman. Being a female, they have the ability, the built-in ability to handle crisis and nurturing others. And when I wanted to select some of the examples of great women leaders, I was really confused, and I don't want to miss anyone. But I thought that let me share with you some of those great leaders which can represent the continent of the world, different continents of the world. So what steps, being an Emirati, that UAE did for me to help me to be a leader and to take a good position and to be a decision maker? Basically, what makes us is not the oil, is not the black gold. The great father, Sheikh Zayed, may God bless his soul, his first and his main objectives and goals in his life is to focus on education and to empower women. And if you go through different quotes of the late Sheikh Zayed, it's all about supporting education and women. And this is one of the beautiful quotes that has been said by him, which is, nothing makes me happier than to see women assume their rightful roles in society and fulfill their potentials. Nothing should stop the progress of women. Women have equal rights to men in assuming to top positions that benefit their abilities and qualification. And this is since the establishment of United Arab Emirates. The goal and the focus is to educate women and to make them very empowered, because he believed that they are the main pillar of building the nation. Moreover, Her Highness Sheikha Fatima bint Mubarak, the chairman of the General Women Union and the Supreme President of the Family Development Council and the President of the Supreme Council for the Motherhood and Childhood, she launched Empowerment Emirati Women Strategy 2015-2021, and the main focus about this strategy is to build and to provide a framework for federal government, institutions and organizations to pave the way to develop the Emirati women and to boost and raise their capability in main 8 sectors, which are education, health, economy, information, environment, political participation, as well as decision making. And if you can see the latest statistic about the women workforce in UAE 2019, and you can see that in 2018, actually, the strategy of increasing the seats of the Federal National Council for women from 20% to reach 50% by 2019, and this is what has been achieved. 67% in the government job position is by women, 33% They are in the decision-making position, 9 seats in the UAE cabinet, and 30% they own or they work in SMEs. And for that reason, with such a culture, with such atmosphere, I am very thankful to my family and my government and my leaders who allow me to build and to foster what they seeds years ago, despite the challenges that we are facing on a daily basis. And I'm so happy that I am an Emirati woman who can not only achieve what I dreamed of, but I can be an advocate to translate my government's dreams, visions, and strategy, and I can be also helpful and supportive for my fellows and subordinates. I really believe that my real success will come through others, and I will not be able to talk about what I might add to my team or to my subordinate through my career life, but I need just to highlight my, let's say, my personal achievement when I feel that I could add a value to anyone, especially if that one is a woman. I'm happy that Ms. Summer Saeduddin, which is the international approved technical assessor for medical laboratory based on ISO 15189, that she felt that I did something to her and sent me some of thankful notes, which really made my day. And I believe that I succeeded through her, not vice versa. I also wanted to highlight engineer Shamma Al-Ka'bi. She is a constructions engineer and environmental engineer in Al Ain municipality, which really thrilled me with her notes, thankful notes, because I believe that Shamma can be one of the great model of UAE Emirati engineer in her field, and thanks God that I was able to support her during the past years. Moreover, I'm so grateful that one of my team, Engineer Reem Barhouma, which she is also a specialist, accreditation specialist within the Emirate National Accreditation System, that I was able to support her to be the first peer evaluators for the accreditation body approved by the Asia Pacific Accreditation Cooperation APAC 2019. And moreover, through my entire life, I have met many of great women. I worked with them in the healthcare field. I worked with them in the headquarters of healthcare field. I worked with them in being one of the assessor of Government Excellence Award. I worked with them on projects of international recognition of the Emirate National Accreditation System. I worked with them in sustainability project, as well as I celebrate every single success with them. I'm happy from those photos that you can see that maybe 90% or more of my team, my subordinates, are women, and I'm so happy that through my life I built such a great relationship with them. I learned from them more than they learned from me, and nowadays I can see them, they are the true measure of my success, and I'm happy that from what we made together as a great success story. Many of them, they have been promoted to the higher position, and many of them, they will be able to continue their education. So I can really achieve my success through my successor. And finally, I can say that the difficulties in my life as a woman teach me to be strength, but the experience that I had with everyone and with my peers and with my subordinates and with my top leaders, mainly the women, taught me a lot and taught me how to make a decision, a good decision making. By this, every day I tell to all the women around me that if you want to meet the love of your life, please have a look into the mirror deeply. Thank you very much.